Stop. Hold on for a second.
Okay. Well, I'll stop us too, yeah.
Okay.
What's going on?
We've got undead.
Where?
They're coming. I just have a feeling. I have a weird knack for these things. There's undead and they're coming.
And we decided to stop by?
Because I have to kill them. I have to get rid of them.
Kavagal just kind of sighs. Okay.
Can we get rid of them later? Can we get the stuff back first?
You're really going to have to convince me on why this is more important.
We don't want our stuff to get stolen, and
undead are abominations.
we will come back and kill them.
You're going to have to promise me.
So all three of you just hear, like, as you're saying, like, you're going to have to promise me, and then you just hear this extremely loud, like, guttural scream, like somebody who's just absolutely being tortured, coming from off to your right into the forest.
I can't do it. I gotta go. I have to.
We need to take the stuff back first.
I'm jumping off the cart and running after it.
Okay.
You want to help me load up the stuff real quick and then follow after him? Or I can load up the stuff and then you just go chase after him and I'll get the stuff back.
I'll help you load up the cart.
Okay.
And then I'll go after him.
Okay. So you say load up the cart. What is that exactly are you?
The rocks that the guy wanted are coming off the old cart and they're going onto the dwarf's cart. And then I'm just taking the gold bars and the rocks back to the city or small town.
Oh, so you're going to help him load up. Honestly, so just for the sake of it'd be quicker to just throw the gold bars onto the new cart.
Okay.
With the rocks.
We'll do
and
that.
Then you
sure.
could probably, so you're going to just head back, though.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're going to help him?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go help.
Okay.
Barlowe.
We'll say you're behind, and if and when you come to anything, we'll say you're 2 rounds behind, if that's fair.
Yeah.
Barlowe is screaming a right of sheer hatred for the undead. I don't know exactly what he's saying or anything like that, but Barlowe has a intense hatred for the undead, and he's just screaming it for Kellenborg to give him guidance to smite these beings.
Okay, so you're running for a while, probably a lot further than you expected for how strong this uneasiness felt, and then eventually you come into this clearing, and the first thing you notice is just death, right? So this forest has been just super lush and super nice this whole time that you've been around it. There's everything in this probably 35 to 45 foot radius, almost in a perfect circular pattern, is dead, wilted. Just, like I said, all the grass is wilted, the trees are starting to die, the ones right on the edge are half dead and falling in. Right in the middle is this sort of pillar. You can't really make it out right away because you just got there, but it's this weird sort of obelisk that's sticking out of the ground. There are 2 chains coming out of it. One of them goes behind it and you can't really see what's going on, but to the right you can see that one of these chains has a person, the person's leg, or the chain is wrapped around the person's leg, and they're laying on the ground and they're letting out this just horrible guttural scream while another person is over top, biting. That's probably the most free info I can give you.
Okay. I'd like to make a perception roll.
Okay, yeah, if you want to do a more just take a second and get a better grasp of what's going on.
17.
Quite clearly the person biting the person on the ground is undead. And this person's screaming, and it's for the sake of simplicity, it's a zombie, right? It's an undead eating somebody who's not undead. They're trying to get away, but this chain is really tight to this obelisk, which you see starts out as just a normal tree that looks super dead and wilted, but kind of bursting out of the tree is this big black hedron. Right, it's very pointed, it's very triangular, and it's like one big triangular prism with a bunch of other little triangular prisms all over it. And then right in the center, sort of cast into it, is this sort of blood red crystal that looks like it might be filled with something. You can't really tell if it's just the shine or what.
Okay. Alright. So, I wouldn't imagine that I'd get an attack of opportunity or anything like that, because, I'm literally screaming a right as I'm running through the forest, but I am absolutely going to point and just shout as loud as I can, a word of power, and use Toll of the Dead.
Okay. So it's a wisdom save, right? So I got a 16.
Okay, yeah, so that doesn't hit.
Well, we'll just chalk it up to, like, you just kind of came and tried to do it real quick to help. And
it's real sloppy.
Yeah, and nothing happened. This I hate calling it zombies because they're not known as that in game. Like, you're not, oh, hey, it's a zombie. It's just an undead person eating this other
like
person.
A ghoul, maybe?
Yeah, kind of something like that.
Okay.
But it doesn't really take notice to you at all, and it's still eating this person who's kind of stopped screaming by now. He's kind of dead.
Am I able to make another action at all? Or, you know... Oh, okay.
I think so.
So, I'll get closer to it and see if it reacts to me at all.
Okay. How close do you want to get?
I'm staying out of the ring, if possible.
Oh, so you're just going to, like, walk the edge of the forest?
Yeah.
Okay. If you kind of walk around, you can't get there in, like, one full action, but we'll just keep it fluid and say that you're about 20 feet. Now it's, like, straight in front of you, and the ghoul's side is to you while it's eating. And let me see... unless you're trying to hide, it does notice you.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah, it kind of looks up at you real slowly. And starts to shamble up real slowly.
So I want to use false life on myself. Basically, all that does is that gives me temporary hit points.
Okay.
So it's a d4 plus 4
Nice.
extra hit points. So 8 extra hit points
Right
temporary. And then I want to use Toll of the Dead on it. If possible.
Can you do both of those in the same turn?
Actually, no, that is an action, so I can't.
Okay.
So.
That was 2 actions, so we'll say you get there, and you kind of see everything that I've sort of described so far, and then we'll go ahead and roll initiative.
Okay.
5.
13.
I mean, actually, you're going to go first. So you just kind of come in, and you see this kind of shambling ghoul staring at Barlowe, who's, like, right at the edge of the forest.
Okay. I'll move up to it, or as close as I can get.
You can get about 2/3 of the way there.
Okay.
Maybe even a little bit further. It's about 45-ish feet away from you.
All right. And I'll just kind of sit there and chill for a minute.
Okay.
Or wait, actually, I'll use my full action and use my action and my movement to move to dash.
Okay.
So I move twice my movement.
Okay, so
But
you're
I
going to
can't-
go, like, right up to it then? Or?
Yeah, but I can't do any actions. So.
Okay. So we'll say you're between it and the body on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. So it was like looking at you first, and then it kind of looks at you, and it's just going to walk straight at you, and it's really slow with its movements. Actually, both you roll a perception.
21.
8.
So you can tell, especially now that it's coming right at you, and it's going to, like, try and just swipe at you and grapple, but you kind of just push it off to the side. It's a human, and it's died recently. Like, it's not some decrepit old corpse or anything like that. It's died really recently. So now it's sort of standing right next to you, though.
Okay.
So you both start to hear, like, chains rustle, and you can see sort of, you're on the edge of the forest looking at these two. Sort of around the corner from the other side of this massive hedron is something crawling, and it's a person. It's another human person. And he's like making eye contact with you, and he's, please, help, please help us. And he's like trying to crawl away, but towards you at the same time. Okay. But he has a chain wrapped around his leg.
How far away from me is he?
He's pretty far. He's still, like, on the other side of the hedron, so... I guess not that far, about 35 feet.
I'm going to turn to Kavagal and ask him, like, are you good? Can you take care of this?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to make a mad dash to the guy who needs help.
All right. We'll say that you...
Actually, hold on. Sorry. I want to move the full 30 feet and take a swing at the chain if I can.
Yeah, because the chain's a little bit... The chain's, like, on the other side of him because it's attached to his leg. You could take a swing at the chain attached to, like, the dead person now. But he was, like, crawling towards you, and the chain is on his leg. So he was about 35 feet away. The chain would be about 40 feet.
I couldn't attack, like, the connector.
It's on the other side of the hedron.
Oh, okay.
So picture, like, the main hedron and, say, like, a chain coming out of each side. The right side is where you guys were at, and it was just straight out. His is kind of curved, like he's crawling around.
All right, so there's slack to it then.
Yeah, absolutely. Not to that first one, but to this one there is.
So, yeah, I'll run. I'll just go the 30 feet and basically just say what happened. You know, like, explain to me exactly what happened.
So he kind of, like, starts just grabbing at you and is like, help, I don't know, help, please, get us out of here, I don't know. Do an insight.
9.
Okay, you really don't know, like, what these guys would be doing out here.
Okay.
And you definitely don't know what the fuck's going on with this Hedron thing, but it absolutely just disgusts you. So,
can I detect any more undead around me?
Can you detect like specific spots?
It's
or is it just
60 feet out and they can't be under total cover? Is when I actively like.
Yeah, but is it like?
I think it's just.
It's just undead.
Yeah, like
it's
you just sense
specific
undead
monster.
Yeah, like you just sense that there's undead here.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's a lot of it, I guess.
Okay.
Like, I think at this point you'd be able to tell the difference between like the feeling you get from one undead thing or from like this whole aura of undead.
Okay.
And you're definitely getting this big aura feel. It's almost overwhelming, even.
Okay. That might explain why I'm panicking a little bit. But yeah, I can't really do anything to help him at the moment, but I'm going to next turn. So I'll just kind of like, I guess I'll have to end my turn there.
Okay.
Can't really do anything.
As you kind of get to him and he like grabs hold of you and will maybe even say you maybe grab the chain and get ready to sort of try and take it off or inspect it or something, you see kind of stepping slowly out of the forest a little bit is another ghoul, like walking slowly out of it.
How far out is it?
It started out about 40 feet away. It's now about 20 feet away.
Okay.
Again, they move pretty slow. And then we're back to Kavagal.
All right, I'll go ahead and take my first swing this time, two-handed, with the battle axe rather than one hand. So it'll be a D10 rather than a D8.
Perfect.
And that'll be 24 to hit.
24, you do hit, indeed.
14 damage.
Okay. So now it's its turn. Something you guys notice though, like relatively quickly, is there's this sort of like rumbling feel. Like the ground's not. I guess the ground might be shaking just a little bit, and this Hedron that's in the middle, that red sort of crystal that's in there, starts like getting really bright, really quick, and then it just pulses like a few times, really brightly, and then dies down. What's your AC, Kavagal? I got it written down somewhere, but it's
13.
13. Alright, so the one that you just hit does kind of get a hold of you and just like swipes at you. And it's like a slam attack. And it does 6 damage.
Okay.
So we'll say it gets some like claw, like some fingers in there. We'll say maybe it gets you right on the shoulder. And then you feel this like pain down at your leg. And the body that was dead is now holding on to your leg. And he's kind of squeezing into it. And we'll roll that into the damage you just took, I guess. Like, grabbing a hold of it real tight and kind of getting ready to try and take a bite out of you.
Okay.
And then the person you're with is just freaking out. Just absolutely. Like, he's seeing what's going on everywhere and just is, like, screaming and pulling at the chain, trying to get it off. And just like, get us out! Get me out of here!
Can I follow the length of chain for, I'll say, another 20 feet and take a swing at it and try and sever it?
Okay. Yeah, you get it pretty close to where it's coming out of the Hedron.
Okay.
If you want to. Yeah, absolutely.
So you want me to make an attack roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make an attack roll, pretty much just to like break the hardness of it, I guess.
15.
15. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll some damage for it. What kind of damage is this? It's a mace, right?
Yeah,
it's bludgeoning.
It's bludgeoning.
Okay.
9.
I mean, you hit it really hard, but it doesn't seem to have much of an effect on it.
Okay.
Like, that's like a shitload of damage. Like, you're confident you hit it really hard, but it's just a really solid chain, and it might not even be made out of metal. It kind of looks like the black stone that the Hedron's made out of.
Okay.
So now this thing's going to take another 20-foot walk. It's just going straight down at the person who's laying down on the ground, and he does get advantage. So he just falls down and just takes a big bite out of this guy's arm. Like maybe he tried to crawl away and grab the hole and just took a big bite, and he lets out this blood-chilling scream.
Can I call out to Kavagal or no?
I don't know. Like maybe as a bonus action. You didn't take a bonus action your turn, so if you want to do something now, yeah.
So I just want to say something to him. This was a bad idea. We need to get out of here. We can come back later.
Okay. Kavagal's like hearing you, but acknowledging you, but he's got other things to worry about at the moment.
It is your turn now, Kavagal.
Okay. Can I break free from the grapples that are on me?
You can try, yeah, but that'll be your action.
Right.
So you can either, you can break free of the grapple or attack either one, so.
Yeah, I'll break free from the grapple. That's a strength check, right?
Yeah.
20, dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. You kind of just kick that thing in the head and kick it off.
Okay, and then I'll try to get out of there and make sure that Barlowe's able to get out of there as well.
Okay, so are you heading back sort of like the way you came?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This thing not going to get like an attack of opportunity on you. But it's going to start walking towards you, moving at about half the speed you do. So are you running away too now, or?
I'm following Kavagal. My next action, I'm gonna take a full dash to catch up with him.
Okay. You're kind of on opposite sides of the hedron here, if it's like right in the middle, so he's going this way, and we'll say you're just going this way, maybe trying to loop it.
Yeah.
Make a dex save for me.
11.
So once you start like your dash, you see this red light starts to light up, and it just kind of gets bright, but then it flickers, and then like it kind of explodes with a little bit of light, and a chain comes flying out of the hedron and grapples you right in the leg.
Okay.
So you will say you're about halfway to Kavagal, but it does that, and then it makes sort of a pulling motion. So roll a strength check, not to fall.
8.
So yeah, it gets a hold of your leg and just like grapples it, and then just yanks you really tight, and you fall prone.
Okay.
And you see all this happen, Kavagal.
Okay. Am I outside of the circle?
No. You can be your next turn if you like. That other guy who originally tried to help, his screaming stops. And now it is Kavagal's turn.
I'll go to Barlowe and kind of help him up.
Okay.
What should I do?
I tried hitting it with my mace, and it didn't work. Maybe try using the axe. I don't know.
Okay. So I'll go for a swing with the axe.
Okay.
11.
So now you same kind of deal. You hit it, but it kind of goes into the dirt really after you hit it, and it doesn't seem like much happened.
I have an idea. That's the last thing I'll say before I end my turn.
So the one is kind of following you, and it's pretty slow, so it's about 20 feet away from both of you now. Did you help him up?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. Just making sure. All right, and then the first one that was killed and eaten that came back and like grappled your leg is like crawling towards you as well, but it's still quite a ways away.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. So he helped me stand up, and so I like grabbed his wrist and I used Cure Wounds on him.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a D8 plus my spellcasting mod. So 7 plus.
Yeah, that'll
4,
be enough.
and that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. So you can kind of see another one of the ghouls, the one that came out of the tree line, sort of coming around the hedron there. So you sort of got one on each side of you, where you're at, and Kavagal, you're right next to him. But it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to the red stone in this. What is it, obelisk?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up to it, and I'm gonna attempt to smash it with the blunt end of the.
Okay, Red, you roll a strength check. Or I guess it's just a to hit, though, not really a strength check, but like an attack.
That'll be 12.
Yep.
Or wait, 13.
Yeah, roll for some damage.
10 plus 14.
14? Oh, wow. So, yeah, you just run up to it and hit it as hard as you can, and you don't, like, break it or anything like that. Well, it cracks. Like, you hit it and you can see some, it sort of cracks, like, really thick glass. And then when you do that, it starts blinking, like, wildly.
Okay.
So that'll be your turn. So the second person on the chain that was alive, you can now see that he's dead or undead and sort of also crawling at you. And he's on what would be your left side to the right of the hedron. And it is now your turn.
Okay. So I'm up, and I'm going to kind of hobble over, because I'm connected to the chain. I'll hobble over to where Kavagal is, and I'll use my mace and kind of try and batter it too.
Okay.
So
yeah, just roll to hit.
17.
Okay, yeah, roll your damage.
11.
11? Okay. Yeah, you hit it and like do some serious damage to it, and you just full on smash it with your mace, and the whole side that you're on like totally cracks. And again, this thing starts to blink just almost wildly. Let me see here. And you can almost hear some sort of like vibrating noise coming out of it, but it's almost too hard to look at. Like it's just going so crazy. But you got close enough to where one of them the very original one that was eating that guy is going to walk up to you and try and take a bite out of you. Nope. Walks up, kind of to hit you, and we'll just say you hit that, and then maybe even like push him off a little bit with your elbow so he kind of falls back. And then the one that it was being eaten first, that's now tied to, that was like chained, he doesn't crawl at you, but the chain sort of gets sucked into the hedron to make it close enough to where he can kind of take a bite at you.
Okay.
Which he's going to do. And he does hit.
Okay.
5 damage. So let's say the hedron like pulls the chain in, and he just slides and grabs a hold of your ankle and just bites you really hard. And Kavagal, really the same thing. One's going to walk up to you and try and hit you, and then the other one, the chain, is going to sort of like get sucked into the hedron and whip around a little bit so that they're both within range of you. The first one does hit, and he does 5 damage, and he just comes up from behind you and grabs your shoulders and just bites you right in the back of the shoulder.
Okay. I'm gonna, just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my Stone's Endurance, which is just like a one-time thing per rest.
Yeah.
Or per day, I think. But it allows me to roll a d12, and whatever I roll plus my con, I deduct that from the damage.
Oh, perfect.
So, total of 10.
No, so it just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do damage, right?
I don't know what it rolls for damage, so you tell me.
No, I did 6 damage.
Oh, okay.
Or 5 damage.
Okay. So it just doesn't do damage.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. In fact, I think you hurt it a little bit. Your skin
It
just
breaks
turns to
its
stone.
teeth.
All right, and then the one that's on the ground by the chain is going to take a bite out of you, and he does hit also. Now, does this last the whole turn?
It's just a one-time
Just
thing.
one-time thing? Okay.
I believe.
That's right. So take 3 damage now, too, because the same sort of thing. The chain was sucked in, so it's close enough to get you, and it grabs a hold, maybe takes a bite out of your upper calf.
Okay.
And it does 3 damage. Sorry, John.
Sure wish you didn't run away. Just kidding.
I have no regrets. I'm keeping the gold. Y'all are doing your fight. I'm keeping the gold. I might share.
It is now your turn, though, Kavagal.
Provided we live.
So I'm going to go for another smash.
Yeah, okay.
19.
19? Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
That's 14 again.
Okay, yeah, so we're just going to say you take your axe, and maybe even say you use both hands, since you got fucking people biting you all over, and you just smash into this red thing, and the axe actually breaks through, goes inside of it, and then it just kind of blinks wildly and then sends out this sort of red light everywhere, and instantly all of these creatures just fall down. And then your sense of the undead just goes away after a few seconds.
Does the chain dissipate too, or
It loosens
okay?
and just kind of falls off of you.
This will probably be the first time that Barlowe has lost his cool, but he's just going to start screaming obscenities and just kicking the undead monsters and whatnot. Just absolutely just screaming and just beating their lifeless bodies. Like, how could you? Why would you do such a thing and all that? Just absolutely, like, no respect for these creatures.
So Kavagal will take a moment, like being, moment of shock, but then come up and place his hands on Barlow's shoulders. Like, we got to get out of here.
So as he does that, he kind of like, for a second, tries to like throw him off, but then realizes it's Kavagal and is like, okay, I understand. And he's going to turn to you and look you dead in the eye and say, thank you so much. You've helped me purge the evil from this place, and I can never repay you for that.
I don't know anything about that, but we need to get out of here in case something sparks that up again.
Yeah, you're right. And without even paying respects to the people who died or anything like that, the two, he just leads them back onto the path.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, so you guys get back to the cart there, and that interaction didn't take a super long time, but it was pretty intense. So you guys kind of took your time walking back. Maybe, especially you got a couple bites taken out of you a little bit, even though you're skin of stone apparently. So you get back to the cart. Obviously, you notice Grif is gone, then you kind of make the assumption that he's gone back. So if you guys just want to head back, you're absolutely welcome to.
Yeah.